Greetings to all my beautiful listeners of the Empowerment Podcast. Speaking as always, it is Lunga, your favorite host. Today we'll be having a guest. But before we go there, it's a beautiful day, a special day in South Africa. It's a Youth Month, and today this episode is premiering on a Youth Day. We all know the story of the Youth Day, June 16. It's not just known in South Africa, but it's known worldwide. But as I said earlier on, that we'll be having a guest. I will introduce him, but this is a special broadcast because this episode we'll be talking about a new release, a new book. And by the way, this interview is an exclusive. Listeners of the Empowerment Podcast, you'll be the first to know about this because we are the first to interview this guy with his new book, his second book. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said that I'm not going to be alone, I'll be interviewing the phenomenal, my brother, Bongani Putsoane, who is the author, artist, youth pastor, entrepreneur, founder, motivational speaker, public speaker. The list goes on and on. But his first book was titled Knocked Down But Not Out. And his second book is the one we'll be talking about today. It is called Public Success, Private Failure. It's a book that I'm so eager to read. It's a book that I'm so longing to. The cover is crazy, as you can see in the cover art of of today's episode. As you saw on the poster on our socials, like I cannot wait for us to talk about it. But first, before we go any further, let me welcome him, Bongani. Welcome on the Podcast once again, brother.
Hey man, greetings man. What a beautiful introduction right there. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much to the listeners that are listening to us. We're Youth Month. And thank you so much, man, for hosting me, man. So, and it's true, you're the first person to actually interview me about my book. So I'm super excited to speak about it and to share my journey, man. So it's been a while, man, but I'm happy to be here, bro.
Thank you so much once again for honoring us with your presence. By the way, if there are any glitches, we do apologize for that. This meeting is virtual, but we had to do it. This is our guy, Bongani. Come on, we had to do it. Don't forget that he's coming into the podcast for third time this year. But not this year, but ever since we started Empowerment Podcast. This is his third time that he's a regular, he's part of the family. Before we go any further with this interview and also indulging into the book and what it's about and everything, take us back when you were in Pretoria. We've heard your story before, I think on our first episode, or the first episode we ever done with you, where you talk about your history, your life, how you evolved from drugs and stuff into writing even your first book, Knocked Down But Not Out. Take us now then when you were in Pretoria, because now you are based in Durban. Take us back from then as to how your life has evolved even into this book, the second book.
Yeah, man, thank you so much for that beautiful questions, Mfethu. Man, my journey, as I've shared previously, I come from a broken community, but by the grace of God, but in Pretoria, Mfethu, that's where I was thriving. That's where I was doing very well. That's where publicly people were celebrating my achievements. I was running a program called PEC Foundation, empowering young people, mentoring young people, developing young people, going to the schools, helping young people in communities, really being a beacon of hope. That's what I was doing in Pretoria, and also working at the same time. I was staying in Pretoria and Rustenburg because I was working in Rustenburg, but on weekends I would travel to Pretoria to be able to fulfill my dream, to be able to fulfill what I'm passionate about is young people. So while I was in Pretoria, I felt, to be quite honest, when I moved to Pretoria 2017 for the very first time, I felt to my season in Pretoria would be forever. That was in my mind. That was in my plan. That was in my vision board. Why am I saying that? Some people think their vision does not change. Sometimes you can change your location anytime. You just need to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? So our biggest problem is that we fall in love too much with our thoughts, with our vision, and don't realize what if you say God must take over your life, He can change your location anytime. So being in Pretoria, I told myself, I built up my family, friends, everything. I was in Pretoria. But publicly, I was doing well, very well. Privately, bro, I was broken. When I say broken, I made a lot of messy decisions, relationship-wise. I couldn't stay and be faithful in a relationship because I was not cheating, but what I can say is that I could not be fulfilled in a relationship with it because there's certain things that I saw in the media space that I wanted in my own personal life. But every person that I met could not fulfill that. That's why sometimes social media, it's a make or break. Be careful who you follow because what they post, actually they post the what they want you to see. They don't show you what happens behind the scene. Hence the cover of the book says public success, private failure. So I made financially, I made wrong decisions. Friendship wise, I made wrong decisions. My car was failing me. So I was in a season where my car was breaking down on the highway all the time. In fact, too, when you go on my social media, you say, yo, I wanna be a Bongani. But privately, I'm battling my own demons that are trying to destroy me. You know, generational curses, family issues. That time also my sister, my younger sister, apparently all of a sudden, she got like disabled at the peak of what I'm doing publicly. But people could not see that when I'm standing on stage sharing powerfully. But privately, I was bleeding, my brother.
And you know, on that note, it's one thing that hits a lot of public figures, a lot of people that we see driving, winning, you know, in our public, you know, most of them, as the youth would say, they do it for the gram. You know, it's public success, it's public applause, but privately, when they are alone, it's always. And you know, you just touched on something that I've been observing myself. In fact, that dawned on me when I saw even the cover of when we were talking even about the book, you know, it dawned on me that, wow, you know, this is true. A lot of people have public success, but
you know, 100%.
Private, they are failing, they are depressed, they're hence we see a lot of people who are celebrities that they committed suicide and stuff. And also
that's what I wanted to say.
Yes, sir.
That's what I wanted to say. But I mean, I fall in the category of the influencers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
understand. I fell into that category. Bongani is popular, is a celebrity, is known, and people, they have a huge expectation for us not to fall. And the question that I have for people that they put us in a pedestal, bro. They put us in a high position that you gotta live a certain life. I look at the life of Ricky Rick. I look at the life of that guy who used to make jokes. Man, we are human beings. As much as we are in these platforms, we speak in these places, but sometimes I gotta be a human being, bro. Sometimes I wake up, things don't feel the same, you know.
Definitely.
And that's why my question would be, when leaders fall, where do they go to? Because if people don't want to express how you feel at that particular moment, imagine if you say that I feel down today, I don't feel like waking up this morning. The social media, people will criticize you, but that's how you feel. So now we as people that are called to be a beacon of hope, now we have to live a life of pretending to be okay, but you're not okay.
True. I also like what you said when you talked on the vision, that whenever we're at a point where we feel that our vision is soaring, you know, we then like relax and take a backseat and, you know, enjoy the moment and not forget that God can, you know, like pick your shoulder and be like, this is not the end, this is not it, there's even more, and I want you to go to the more. And you're like, I'm comfortable with where I am, and God is like, no, but this is not it, you know. And there's something that dawned on me, and I think that's very important. He once said to me, Lunga, your vision is never to be written with an ink, but you always have to write your vision with a pencil. Because when God says something new, you have to rewrite again. And I was like, yo, because we need to enter into a stage where we rediscover what God has said and we realign to what He's currently saying.
That's so good, my brother, because you see, I love the fact that you mentioned that we gotta write our vision with a pencil, because it's not gonna be permanent. Every season changes. Proverbs says that his ways is greater than our ways. His thoughts are not like our thoughts. So even with me, when you talk about Pretoria, and as I've said that I was located based there, until God messed up my vision board, where I got a call one day while I was chilling in Pretoria, going through a rough season. My car was not working, bro. I was living on paycheck to paycheck. I was owing people in debt. I'm battling but doing well publicly, bro. Kuluma abantu bashaya izandla, come out of stage, people are crying in tears. But me, because I never made wise decisions, I found myself in a place where I was broken. While I was broken, and I can tell you, there's days where I got up and I don't want to be out. I've spent months in the house, spent weeks in the house, because I was broken, bro. And one friend of mine, one of the mentors that I used to connect with, like, when he calls me one that morning, I sense there's an opportunity that God has presented to you now for you to come to Durban. Can I connect you with Discovery? I was like, bro, hey, man, God has called me for Durban. God has called me for Pretoria. Sorry, God has called me for Pretoria. I'm not moving yet. And what, Bongani, just let me know, but the offer stands. I want to connect you with somebody that needs your services to be able to come down to Durban. I'm like, no, man. Man, God wrestled with me in faith. I'm talking about God closed every door in Pretoria so that he could see, so that he could show me, Bongani, your season being in Pretoria is coming to an end. I could not believe it. And Nkulunkulu watching Bongani, it's time for you to move to Durban. Bro, people cried. And I thought to myself, going to KZN, because I come from KZN, and maybe this is the end of what I do. Man, go to KZN, and it's what God had planned for me. And as I'm talking right now, I'm a public success and a private success.
Not only that, you're a married man, dude.
100%, man. 100%. Sorry about that. 100%, man. I'm excited, man. I'm married, man. I'm starting a new journey. God is just giving amazing things, to blessings upon blessings, standing. Oh man, God just does crazy things as soon as you allow Him to come into your heart. You allow Him to take over your own personal life. He will drive you to greater places, in fact.
Man, let's continue. So what I want to know is that you're a youth pastor, even at Discovery Church, you know. Even back in Pretoria, you're the founder of Pack Movement. In fact, that's how I got to know you first, you know, through Pack Movement. I really loved what you did back there in Pretoria, and we connected ever since. So you work a lot with the youth. You do school tours, you know. There are a lot of other organizations that you have partnered with that help you reach out to young people and empowering them, and then, you know, just giving them hope. Even through your books, you know, it appeals to people of all ages, but I'm sure that the most people who are benefiting the most out of it is the youth, you know. What I want to know is that it's Youth Month. Today it's Youth Day, June 16. What would you like to say to the youth on the basis of your observation? What would you like to say to the youth before we go into the book?
Man, there's one thing that I could say to a young person listening to this podcast, even a young adult, maybe you still have an opportunity to restart, is that once you make a decision in your life, which you want to change the world, it doesn't matter. You don't need to be in a public space. Wherever you are, is to find a mentor. When you look at two scriptures, because I love God, you look at Paul and Timothy. You look at so many people, man, in scripture who had a mentor, you had a brother to do life with, you had a sister to do life with, Ruth and Naomi. So what I'm trying to say to a young person today with June 16, you can't do life by yourself. If you try to do life by yourself, you'll find yourself making foolish decisions. A mentor is able to pave the way. A mentor, you are able to stand in his shoulders. A mentor is able to tell you the tears that he's been through, so that you don't go through the tears that he has been through, but you're going to have tears of joy, not tears of pain. So a mentor prepares a table for you where nobody else could do that. So one thing I can advocate for young people in South Africa is that be educated and network with people. put God first, get yourself a mentor. And let me tell you, lastly, what I could say to you is that dream big. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your dream, because what you have inside of you, it's incredible. Go out there, inspire, impact, and influence.
Go out there, inspire, impact, and influence. I love that. You know, as you're talking on the importance of having a mentor, uh, in my mind, it's just on that, even God, when He wants to bless you, He'll have to use people. God will not drop from heaven a car and it will come crashing in your doorstep. God will have to use people, as He has used people in Bongani's life in bringing him into Durban. And I'm from Durban. Hear it from me. Bongani is doing big in Durban. I'm from Durban. I grew up here and I live here. But the impact he's having.
Yo, man.
Hey,
man, it's by the grace of God. We are rocking Durban like nobody's business. As a team, we are able to do what we are doing. So yeah, no, Durban it's yeah.
You're making Durban lit, bro.
But when it's the right time, you don't need to fight. When it's the right time, God just opened those doors for you. You don't need to. I love this illustration. There's different types of doors. There's a door, and as soon as you approach the door, it senses you and it begins to open. And there's a door that you use a handle to push. And there's a door that it has to revolve, the timing. So I think for me personally, where I'm at in my life, I'm in that door that's revolving. God's timing. I don't just jump out of opportunities because this sounds good, but I'm waiting on God's timing. When it's the right time, I come out. If I come out too quick, I'll bump my head and fall. So when it's the right time, bro, nobody can stop you, Mfethu. Nobody can stop
you. Let's go straight to the book. You wrote the book. I know you love the entire book, but what's your favorite chapter in the book, and why that specific chapter in it?
I'll be quite honest with you. This is not my favorite book. I say that because I'm very transparent. That's what I can tell you. I'm very transparent. It will be someone else's favorite book. Why do I say that? As a mentor, I have to tell you something that I've been through, so that you don't go through what I've been through.
Okay.
As a mentor,
okay,
I should not lie to you and tell you that this world is going to be roses. When you wake up in the morning, there's going to be a beautiful sunshine, a nice cup of coffee of Starbucks that smells so good. No, life is going to be very tough. So as I've written this book, I'm going deeper, sharing my own personal experience, my flaws, my family, my mistakes that I've shared. So the entire book, it's all about me telling the people that sometimes, you don't need to pretend, but you gotta be authentic, you gotta be real, and people gotta love you the way you are. You don't need to change yourself in order for people to accept you.
And for a lot of us, that's a difficult thing to do, being transparent, especially if you regard yourself or you have put yourself at the point where you are mentoring someone or an influence. We want to influence people in a good way until we pretend the things that we are not and the life that we are not living, all in the name of influencing,
Definitely.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, they've found themselves in debt, as you've mentioned. They found themselves depressed because they have to maintain this lifestyle of being in the pedestal. They have to maintain They have to maintain this lifestyle of never being in need, in shorts of, they have to always be the guy.
Abantu bazothini syndrome. You want to impress people, and that, as you have said, I do schools, bro, and you see that even the life of young people, that they're seeking validation. It's like that. It's like Twitter. When Twitter verifies your account to say that your account is verified, that star. We live in a sick society that people want to be verified. We live in a society where people say, I'm carrying an iPhone, yet they're in debt. I'm driving an expensive car, but in installment yakshaya. I'm living in an expensive house. I'm dressed up with Gucci. I'm not saying don't have that. Have all that, but at the right time. Don't do it for people. Do it for you. When you know that you can afford, when you know that you're living the life that that's authentic, mfethu. So for me personally, mfethu, and it's tough to learn from your mistakes, bro. It's tough to be able to be able, that's why one of the things making mentorship, I'm sick and tired of leaders who tell me that they are millionaires but they can't teach me how to catch a fish to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
We need real mentors.
Yeah.
I think our generation, we're the most mentored generation, but under-resourced. I'm going to say that again. There's amazing programs that they are doing for us. They do competitions for us. They give you 50,000 rand and you blow it away. They give you 100,000, you blow it away. You know why? Because they know that you don't have the ability to have a stewardship mindset, but they know that you're a consumer. So when I talk about mentorship, we need real mentors. We're going to say, boy, this is how you make $1 million. This is how you to build a healthy family. This is how you build a healthy marriage, a healthy friendship. We need mentors who will take us to step. I'm sick and tired of going to seminars where I'm going to be clapping hands for somebody who's going to tell me all lies, bro. Let's be real. Let's be real. Tell me these days with, that's why I always tell this coach, 24 hours is not enough. Tell me the sleepless nights. I like this guy, the Facebook guy, that says that people only know about Facebook now. How many times he has failed building different apps. So when I talk about mentorship, and someone listening would say, okay, Bongani, are you doing it? Yes, I'm doing it. Every Monday at Starbucks, I sit close to 5-6 young people every Monday where I share my own personal experience. I don't charge them. I'm giving them free mentorship. And some of them, they are thriving in your own spaces because I can't write about something that I'm not going to live. Yes, so don't tell me 10 steps to be successful so I can clap hands for you and support you. Give me those steps. Teach me how to register a business. Teach me how to do certain things. So sorry if I'm coming hard to somebody who's a mentor right now, but teach us how to catch that fish. We are tired of accompanying you to the sea and we watch you catch the fish. Danko.
And yeah, man, that's a lot. And for a lot of us, we run around seeking for mentors, and some of even our mentors need mentors. And that's the truth, because
100%.
They just at the peak of their own, their own destinies, their own life. And there's a difference between someone who has matured and someone who is at the peak. And for a lot of us young people, we go for those who are at the peak, not those who have matured. And that's the danger we do most of the time when picking these people, ending us up at the point where we are knocked down. We are depressed, and we say, I've tried everything. Have you ever heard someone saying, I've tried everything and this thing doesn't work? Because it's the measure that we use to go for people who will mentor us. And I'm sure that the Bongani who was from Pretoria and the Bongani in Durban now are two far different people. Because
you can say that again. Can you please repeat that again?
Yes, sir. I said the Bongani from Pretoria and the one in Durban are two different people. And I can say it because I know both of them. And even having this conversation right now, I could tell that one is so mature from the other.
100%, brother. You can say that again, Petu, because I think I found an amazing mentor. Usahluko Sithole is my senior pastor, is my mentor, and Nkoskazi wakho Mam Lorenz Sithole. Man, when you come up with a topic like this, public success and private failures, that man talks about failures more than success, bro. That how much a mentor wants you to win. I've never seen a man who has invested so much in me, bro. Like when I came to Durban, I'm only 1 year in Durban, and the amount of things that I've accomplished in a space of a year, it's shocking. The amount of things I've went back to school. Oh, by the way, let me just say it as it is. I've been dreaming to have an iPhone the latest iPhone 14. My finances in order. I'm staying I'm gaining weight, complexion. Why? Because you're in the right environment, bro.
True,
you're in the right environment when you're around people who strongly believe in your gift and that are not intimidated by your gift. So that value, maturity. In Pretoria, I was pouring, I was mentoring people, but I didn't have a mentor who had time for me, because those mentors thought to sometimes, hey, I'm saying this with tears in my eyes. Some people, we come to them because we want them to mentor us. We don't want your money, bro.
Definitely.
We just want what you have.
Definitely.
So most people misinterpret it. Even sometimes, even though we might maybe sometimes get the man, channel us the right way. Teach us the right attitude. So Bongani is a different person. Mfethu iKFC angisayidli mfethu sengihlala kodwa restaurant fucking knife. Why? Somebody said to me, Bongani, you've been mentoring people, you've been pouring from a cup. Now your cup has run dry. It's time for you to be filled. So I stopped the gap year program, Yami. I didn't say that my dream is coming to an end, but now I'm pouring. I'm drinking from another well right now. I'm not a dead place, but now I'm going to feeling to office bayafa. So I was getting to that stage where I was gonna be able to kill even the people I'm mentoring, because now I was flat. But now, bro, I'm thriving, man. Because why? I'm in the right environment with the right people who believe me, and yeah, man, the rest is history.
When is the book being released and how people can get it?
Yo, man, the book, we're actually dropping the book today. Namhlanje, the 16th of September, we are dropping the book right now. You can pre-order your book right now. The book goes for $250, and we also have a journal. Can you imagine? I have an amazing journal. This is not like a normal journal that everyone knows. When you'll see it when you go through the journal. It's an amazing journal. Goes for $200. So you can pre-order it. We're having a book launch on my birthday. September is my birthday month. So I'm birthday on the 14th of September, but the book launch week, it's going to happen on a Saturday, 16th September. We're having a book launch, so it's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. More details are going to be coming out about the book, how people can purchase it. And just to throw in this for our listeners, I'll be in Cape Town next week. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nako, and I'm going to be talking about my book, also sharing with other people, because this is a book that young people need and also adults. So yeah.
Okay, let's clarify this for the listeners. You're saying today, 16th of June, the book will will be available. Is that correct?
100%. The book is available, meaning you are saying namhlanje, but I will be giving you physically on the 16th of September.
Thank you. Okay, got that.
Yeah,
got that.
So because if I give it to you now, then you don't come to the launch.
Definitely.
So after the launch, so at least by the launch, I'll sign it for you, and then you can get the book. So yeah, we're currently busy with the audio book, and then we're also going to be doing amazing stuff that involves this book. So yeah, I'm excited, man.
I know you are intentionally not sharing much about the book, but give us a bit of a snippet. What can we expect inside the book?
Expect leadership. One of the things is that what I touch on this book is leadership, and also referring to leaders that have went through the path of failing privately and making it publicly. This is a book that entails also how to write a vision board. How do you create a vision board, which is the most important thing. I touch a bit of my organization, some of the mistakes that I've made in my organization. I touch on mentorship, which I feel that mentorship for me is the most important thing. But also lastly, that I'll close off with, the transparency. I like what Mike Todd and Pastor Tim Ross, they normally say, the word hot. Humble, open, and transparent. So that's one thing that you're going to receive in this book, is that you actually hear the heart of Bongani Putsoane, so that you don't judge me by just seeing me in the street, but you'll be able to know what this guy had paid the price, have paved the way to be where he is today. So those are a few nuggets that I can leave you with, but it's a power-packed leadership book, and it's going to really leave you inspired.
Bro, thank you for honoring this invite. I always love having you, always have great time together, and I hope that this episode will be empowering to someone listening out there. Leave us your social handles so that we could follow you and know more about the book and how to get the book. I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
Oh man, you know, I've been sharing this book cover with my friends. I think this is it, bro. I've waited 2 years to drop this one, Most people know Knocked Down But Not Out. I dropped it in 2020 during the pandemic, and then now I'm dropping another one 2 years later. So man, it's amazing. So on social media, all my social media, you can get me on Bongani Putsoane. My surname is a bit tricky, but you can just type in Putsoane, Putsoane, and my contact details is 083 993 4046, 083 993 4046. And you can just hit me up on the DMs. And by the way, I'm launching my website next week, so I'm just launching in bed. So I'm in the mood of just launching upon launching. I'm in the right space, bro. I'm in my sweet spot. So that's one message I can leave somebody with. Once you have found your sweet spot, you are able to hit the sixes.
No, man. You know the love I have for you, the respect I have for you, and the work you do. To the Discovery family, thank you for keeping my brother safe. Thank you for making him the gem that he is today. I know that they are not the only one. There's a lot of other people who are pouring into you. Thank you so much, man, for always availing yourself for this podcast and the love you have for us. Thank you, man. Your closing remarks.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, man. I really appreciate it. May the good Lord bless you and your team. And I know this podcast, man, has been a blessing to many and has been a blessing to myself. And like I always say to young people, the best is yet to come. Don't give up right now. Keep on pushing, keep on hustling, be in the right places. Your network is your net worth. Surround yourself with positive mind people, and also surround yourself with people who will push you towards your destiny. And and my favorite quote that I'll always say in every platform, I don't get tired of saying this quote: you are born looking like your mommy and daddy, but you're gonna die looking like your decision. 24 hours is not enough. Let's go.
Bongani, thank you so much, bro. I really enjoyed this podcast a lot. Congratulations once again on your book. A lot of us young guys like me look up to you. Thank you so much, man. One love to all our beautiful listeners. Thank you for always tuning in. Support the brother, purchase the book. Make sure you are there in the launch September. You heard it. And yes, this is an exclusive from the Empowerment Podcast. Spread this episode, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get a hold of us on all our social platforms, Empowerment Podcast. Check out our YouTube page, Empowerment Podcast. Subscribe. Much love to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Empowerment Podcast. Inspire, equip, and empower.